In the summer of 2022, Sunisa Lee won the all-around gold medal in individual women's gymnastics. She was recognized as the best female gymnast in the entire world. That fall, she enrolled in Auburn University and became a member of the women's gymnastics team for that college. And according to her, she struggled a little, and in an interview, she said that she dealt with, you got it, imposter syndrome. Hello everyone, my name is Sherry from Rolling Acres Education. Welcome to my channel, or welcome back if this is not your first time. And today we're going to talk about dealing with imposter syndrome. I don't know it's something that we can totally overcome, but we can definitely deal with it and not have it paralyze us so much. And the interesting thing is, I was working on this video and I noticed that Becca Davis uploaded a video about overcoming imposter syndrome. So I would advise you to check that one out. Also, I don't think we can get too much help in this area. So I just want to give you some tips that I used myself and that I hope might help you overcome your imposter syndrome, because a lot of us have it, and that's my number one tip, to recognize you are in good company. Imposter syndrome is universal, and if you don't know what it is, I'm sure you do. It just makes sense, but it's you feel like an imposter. You feel like, who am I to be teaching this? Who am I to be doing this job? Who am I to win this award? Who am I to have people look to me for answers? You know, you feel like you're not deserving or qualified for whatever it is you've won or are doing. And a lot of people, like the vast majority of people who are in any kind of online business or someplace in a position of leadership, do deal with this. And I gave you the example of Suni Lee. Here she is, a world-class gymnast, and she has imposter syndrome. And so recognize that it is not something that you are going through alone. And that kind of leads me to the second point, is that more experience, more skills, more knowledge, more whatever, is not necessarily going to help you overcome that. That's not really what helps us overcome imposter syndrome, because we're always going to have more to learn. We're always going to have people who know things more than we do, even in our fields where we feel like we excel. And here on YouTube, it is very rampant. Think Media has a video, and I don't remember which one I was watching, but it talked about this eye doctor. He's been like an optometrist or an ophthalmologist for like 10 years before he started his channel. He's been doing his channel several years, and his channel's about eye health. Okay, you would think that someone with 10 years of or more experience in eye health would feel confident having a channel about eye health, but he said he experienced imposter syndrome. You have a world-class gymnast, you have a highly qualified doctor with experience, both of whom say they deal with imposter syndrome. So if more knowledge and more skills and more time isn't going to help us overcome this, what will? Well, I don't know how to tell a world-class gymnast how to overcome imposter syndrome, but I might have some tips for you, and I hope these will help. And so the third thing I want to share with you, and I want you to, don't get offended until I get done, because this is not a judgment statement. But you need to take the focus off yourself and put it on your client, your customer, your student, your viewer, whoever it is that you are working with. And you're like, I do that, and I know you do, but this is just natural. It's just natural that we're going to get nervous when we are on camera, or we're helping someone, or up in front of a group of people leading. We get nervous, and that's just natural. We're going to focus on ourselves. But I remember when I was working with VIP Kid, I got the best advice I have ever gotten from anyone in an area dealing with something like this. And what VIP Kid was, we taught English to Chinese children online. And I'm going to tell you, I would get so nervous. I did this for 4.5 years, and I never totally got over the nerves, but it did get a lot better. But at the beginning, I would just feel like I was going to throw up. I would get so nervous, I just didn't even think I was going to be able to do it, but I would get through it. And I remember, I don't know if it was in a workshop or on a Facebook group, but somebody who had been with VIP Kid a long time, maybe even with the company, and knew a lot about Chinese culture, said, look, these kids, these children, These parents are more nervous than you are. You don't understand the pressure that is on these children to perform and their parents to have their children perform. This is so important to them, and they get really nervous. They're more nervous and have a lot more at stake than you do. So instead of thinking about how nervous you are, think about what you can do to relieve the nerves of your student. And I was like, that, did I get totally rid of my nerves? No, but that began to help me get over it. And it's good to have just a little bit of nerves. Right before I would do my classes towards the end, I would get just a little twinge of nerves, but that was okay. It wasn't like I was going to pass out and want to throw up, okay? So focus on your client or whoever. How can you make your customer feel appreciated? And how can you make your customer know that you're wanting to help them and you just value them so much? Concentrate on what you can do for your client, customer, whatever. And that leads me to the next one. Realize that you are not trying to totally improve their lives. You're trying to help them with one thing in one area of their lives. You know, I was a teacher, and my principal knew a lot more than I did about education, all those things, but there were still times that she needed help from her teachers. There's times that we as teachers could help her see things maybe she didn't see. She needed assistance. You know, no CEOs, big company, all these people, they need people to help them. Doesn't mean that those people are better than them or more knowledgeable than them. It just means that either they have an area that they need a little help with seeing something, or they don't have time to do something that they could do. And that's what you are. You're not there because you're smarter than them or know more than them. You just have a certain area that you feel like you can share and help other people. Which leads me to my next tip, and that is to see yourself as an assistant instead of a teacher. You're not there to teach these people. You're there to help them. You're there to just, you know, a teacher, they have so much on them. And I'm talking a lot about teachers. I don't know if anybody else is watching this that maybe has something else in TPT, but no matter what it is, if you're doing something to help people, look at yourself as an assistant. I'm not there to teach them. I'm there to help them, to advise them, to help them get over this little hump in their life. You know what I mean? I do sub-plans. The teachers I do sub-plans for probably know a lot more than I do, have a lot more experience than I do, but they're in a bind and they need me. They need me to do something that they don't have the time to do. They're stressed out. Maybe they woke up and they have a sick child, and here they are with a sick child and having to worry about trying to get sub-plans ready for their class, and I can help with that. I'm not smarter than them. I don't know their material better than them. I may not even know this material I'm sharing better than them, but they're in a bind and they need help, and I can help them. And so I am giving them value. I'm assisting them, not changing their lives or improving their knowledge necessarily, but I am assisting them. And so see yourself as an assistant and not a teacher. Anybody can be assistant. My little 4-year-old granddaughter assists me all the time. She brings me stuff. She helps me. She teaches me things, okay? Anybody can be an assistant. You don't have to have a world of knowledge. You just have to be able to do something for someone that they cannot do for themselves. So these are all tips that I use. And one more thing I do is I speak to one person, okay? I sell TPT products, and there are so many teachers I know that I think, man, they would be so good at this. They should really do this. And I mean, I've even told at least 1 or 2 of them, man, you should really do Teachers Pay Teachers products. And so when I am doing these videos, I think of that person. I think like that I'm just sitting down talking to them. I know these people. I know that I'm not smarter than them. I know that I'm not more intelligent than them. But I know that I can help them because they've never done a Teachers Pay Teachers product. They've never, listed anything on Teachers Pay Teachers. But I have, and I can help them with that. I can give them some knowledge that they do not have. And so what is the final tip for you? All these things are going to be helpful. Knowing that you're not alone. Knowing that even people with a lot of knowledge and experience still struggle with this. And that's not the thing that's going to get you over it. Focusing on your customers, seeing yourself as an assistant, knowing that you're just helping this person in one area of their lives, all these things are going to help you do the next thing. And that is just do it. That is the only way I got over my nerves teaching with VIP Kid, is just to do it. I just kept booking classes and booking classes and booking classes, and before I knew it, I wasn't focused so much on myself. I wasn't so nervous. I didn't feel like I was going to throw up. I was focused on my student, and it began to be so much fun. I did not enjoy teaching for VIP Kid for a while. I literally did it for the money. I love the kids. And it was, kind of fun, but it was like, oh gosh, I'm dreading this. I don't want to do it. But it got to the point where it was so much fun. I enjoyed it so much because I focused on the child. How can I help this child feel more comfortable? How can I help this child feel empowered? How can I make them feel like they're doing a great job and that they're special and that they're unique? And when you start doing that, when you start thinking, how can I improve this person's life? How can I make them feel valuable? How can I let them know I'm here to assist them, not teach them? And then just make that product, record that YouTube video, book that client, book that tutoring class, okay? Just do it and then keep doing it, keep doing it, and keep doing it. And before you know it, that imposter syndrome, it'll still be there, but it'll be more of a help than a hindrance. It'll keep you humble. So just remember, you've got this, God's got you, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.